Good evening and welcome to this week's Midweek update on November 18th. It's a delight to be with you and to share the goings on of our parish life. Today is a very special feast day, the feast of the dedication of the basilicas of Saints Peter and Paul. And these two basilicas were erected in Rome within the 4th century after after the emperor Constantine in the year 313 had legalized Christianity to be a religion to operate in the fullness of its wishes, if you will, alongside of the religion of the Roman Empire. So this is a fantastic shift within the life of the church, because typically everything for the first 300 years of the church's life had been hidden or silenced or behind closed doors. So these two basilicas, in honor of the great saints Peter and Paul, we celebrate their dedication today. Each of them were built over the tomb of the respective saint. Saint Peter over in the Vatican Hills, which is where he was martyred. He was crucified upside down within the Trahan Circus, I believe it was, that was out in the Vatican Hills area, and was buried just a little distance from that charioteer track, that circus, oval circus. And then St. Paul was on the other side of town, just outside of the city walls, and his basilica is called St. Paul's outside the walls. And that basilica was erected at that time as well. We obviously, as a parish, have a special connection to today's feast day on account of Peter and Paul, the holy apostles, being the primary patrons, the only patrons of our parish community. And so we have a special priority of relationship with Saints Peter and Paul. And on this feast day, we rejoice at the recognition of their basilicas within the eternal city of Rome. To wanting to shift gears and to focus on a few of the opportunities that we'll be having in a charitable manner over the course of the next several weeks. We look first to the Knights of Columbus, thanking them for all that they have been and are doing during this time. But they're in the midst of their food drive again, supplying the Carry Food Pantry. So if you have a donation, feel free to bring it into the church. If you're wanting to make a donation but have a difficulty getting to the church at all, let us know, and we'll be sure to arrange an opportunity for you there. The Knights will also begin selling their Advent candles after Masses in the coming weeks. So if that's something that you typically take advantage of, that will be available to you as well. Another program that we utilize during the holiday season is to support those families in need through our Christmas giving program, where we distribute the gift cards to families in need whom we have identified through our work within the community. And the typical format of that has been through the sale after Mass of the cards. This generates a bit of traffic, and we've decided to facilitate this in more of an online distance fashion for the sake of this season. So there are there are several ways. If you have given gift cards in the past to support our families, I thank you. The opportunity is still available to you this year. But I have a few of the ways that we make that giving possible. So first, you could go to our website, to our online giving portal, and within the notations, you can make a one-time donation. And in the description, just identify that it's for the Christmas giving program. We'll utilize everything that you donate to purchase gift cards from our Scrip program, and then be sure to have those cards distributed to the families in need. You could also, a second option online, you could buy the cards directly through the Scrip program and have them delivered to you or to us, and then we will collect them for distribution. Third, you could drop money off at the church, either within the collection with an envelope marked for the Christmas giving program, or drop it off at the parish office mailbox. We have a locked mailbox at the entrance of the church, or sorry, at the entrance of the office, and then we'll use everything that you donate to purchase those gift cards from Scrip, so as to distribute them to our families in need. The fourth option, you can buy gift cards yourself when you're out at our various stores in the area, and turn them in to the church or parish office, and then we'll put those in together with the collection for distribution. So again, those sales will not be available after Mass. And you may have, I mentioned the Scrip program many times, but didn't elaborate on that. Scrip is a gift card selling program wherein the cards that you purchase, a percentage of that purchase goes to the support of our school. What does that mean? So if you give $20 to buy a Target gift card, you'll get a $20 gift card, and then Target will make a donation of a certain percentage to our school, wherein the full amount of money has been transacted. So it's not a deduction to support the school, it's a donation from the business to support the school. So we have hundreds of stores that participate within this program, but it's one of the ways that we do some additional fundraising for our school to support its life, and even to kind of lighten some of the financial burdens that are present there. Very good. So that's a Christmas gift card giving program. If you have any questions about that, you can see our website or our flock note to get those answers, or be in contact with us, as is always an option. Next, we have our community meal. We host a community meal twice a year, and it's open to anyone in the community to gather, to be fed. It's a donated meal to grow the gifts and strength of the community in this regard. We have had to adjust the format of the community meal because of our inability to meet in person. So earlier within the COVID season, we had facilitated the community meal as a drive-up opportunity, and it worked very well, and we distributed several hundred meals within that process. So we're scheduled again this December, the 3rd of December, which is a Thursday, to utilize a drive-up format again, for the sake of that community meal. So we thank all of those who assist with that. And if you've been the beneficiary of that opportunity, know that it's coming again that first week in December. Very good. A little note on COVID-19 and our awareness. Yesterday, we know that the governor had shared a few more guidelines and encouragements for the sake of the residents of the state of Illinois. And when we, so far, I have heard nothing specific from the Diocese of Rockford on that impacting the way in which we gather or pray. We're still currently under the guidelines of Back in His Presence, which the diocese, the bishop, had distributed for the approved manner of meeting at Mass. Our school is still following all of its guidelines that it has received from the Catholic Education Office, and any other gatherings in the parish are following the format of masks and social distancing, with groups not to exceed 25. So that's how we're functioning at this time. If we hear anything, we'll send out a flock note immediately. We'll put a notation on Facebook, and we'll let you know that changes are coming. But so just so you know, we haven't been updated yet, and so we'll continue as normal. Very good. To focus on the season of Advent and the opportunities that we seek to present to you there. I have two separate focal points. First is how we make the sacrament of confession available to our family of faith. Um, Statistically, to this point, we have had right around 1,600 different individuals present at our masses over the past several months, from May 27th, when we reopened, up until last week. And so the net that has been kind of cast by the parish has been able to serve right around 1,600 different people. Sometimes these are one-time visitors, family members or friends in for a special occasion, or what have you. But that's an edifying number for us. So with this, then, we know that there are a lot of our parishioners who are not able to be back in regular connection to our parish life, which is why we're continuing with all of the online opportunities to help you be as connected as possible while you're staying home and staying safe and healthy, I pray, during this time. But we do want to provide for our sacramental needs. And because there has been a disruption over the past several months, we know that the regular patterns of people and of our parishioners and their ability to go to confession has been a bit impacted. And so we have increased our confession schedule. That's recently been posted on Facebook, and it'll be again in our Flock Note and on our website. But during the Advent season, we'll have 5 days out of the week that are able to be approached by you to refresh and prepare for the Christmas celebration during the season of Advent, with those confession opportunities available for us. I recognize that there are a number of parishioners who have not been back to the interior of the church and may be hesitant to do so on account of their health. But you may still desire to receive the sacrament of reconciliation. And so we've selected 2 dates as well, for the sake of a drive-up format confession opportunity. One is, I believe, the 5th of December, from 10 until 11 a.m., and the other is the 16th of December from 3 until 4 p.m. We'll keep those times posted, but that'll be a drive-up format for those who are hesitant to come indoors to the church, so that you can receive the sacrament and continue to stay as safe as possible. Okay, very good. Our next opportunity during the Advent season is our Advent Parish Mission. Our typical format for the Parish Mission is to present Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the week before Christmas, a special series of presentations by a guest priest or religious for the sake of our spiritual edification and growth during this time of preparation. Because those large gatherings have been discouraged, what the diocese would call a non-sacramental gathering that repeats day after day after day. So there are several events like that within the Hispanic tradition, the Filipino tradition, and within our Advent mission tradition. So the bishop has to not stack those events so closely day to day to day after one another. So what we're doing is distributing the 3-day Advent mission across the first 3 Mondays of Advent. So week 1, 2, and 3 of Advent, on Monday evening, we will present a parish mission that utilizes the Awaken retreat video series. So this was recently produced. priests of the Diocese of Rockford were contributors to this retreat project, and it's very new. It was just completed a few months ago, and we're very proud of it. This retreat is not specifically for the Advent season, but for the life of the parish. And what we're going to do is take the first 3 sessions of that retreat and present them the first, second, and the third week of Advent. Now we'll have an opportunity for that to be viewed in person in the church. And I will do the kind of master of ceremonies and introduction and conclusion reflection to each of those videos. But the reason we chose this format is because it also permits our parishioners at home to be part of that event through our live streaming, but also to have access to those retreat videos within the context of their own personal viewing. So it's a great opportunity, one, to have that beautiful content available to you, but also to engage in that content at the same time that our fellow parishioners are engaging for the sake of our mission. So this is, the first time we've tried something like this, and I'm confident that it'll be beneficial for the sake of our Advent rejuvenation. So the first is kind of a welcome session to draw us into the preparation for that kind of retreat experience. The second is encountering the love of God and how we can kind of facilitate and become more open to that gift of God's love. And the third is, it's that honest look at our own imperfection, but in a very, pastoral manner, to be honest, but to be kind of direct about the ways in which we depart from the love of God. And within the Advent season, we're looking to prepare ourselves to receive that love of Christ, the great joy of his birth, the hope of heaven and salvation within the Advent and Christmas season. So a great opportunity for us. What's unique about this parish mission is that it has the opportunity to also lay claim to the small group culture that is part of our parish here at Saints Peter and Paul. There are many groups that work very closely together, have a good friendship, good camaraderie, good spiritual bonding, and this is a time for those small groups to be in connection to one another, either personally or virtually, whatever is comfortable per the group and appropriate for your health. And but what we're doing here is facilitating an opportunity for your small group to take each of those presentations and meet at your own convenience at some time during the week between Monday and the weekend for the sake of each of those presentations. Now, what's special about this is that the Awaken retreat series is a 12 presentation series. So we're only doing the first 3 for the sake of our mission, but the final opportunities are able to be facilitated within your own small group and can be a beautiful opportunity for refreshing and invigorating your journey of faith within a time that we cannot gather, cannot pray together in the same way as normal. There's a lot of interruptions, and so this is an opportunity to embrace, to harness that small group horsepower, and to let that strength push us through an irregular time, an inconvenient time. So the convenience with respect to the last several weeks of the program is that the small groups will be able to will be able to meet on their own terms. And so you don't have to follow a specific schedule, but we'll stay in touch with you to assist your small group with whatever you'll need to carry out and to complete the full 12 weeks of the program, if that's something you choose. That's my encouragement to embrace that. But I think that the Advent Parish Mission opportunity to get your feet wet with this video retreat series will be something that prepares us for Advent, invigorates us in the faith, and is an opportunity for our small group faith sharing and strengthening within an otherwise inconvenient and difficult time. So those are my announcements for this week. I thank you for your attention, and I hope that this special feast of the dedication of the basilicas of Saints Peter and Paul in the Vatican and in Rome outside of the walls has been a blessed feast for you. And we always turn to our patrons in a very special way for their intercession. As we say, Saints Peter and Paul, pray for us. Have a blessed evening. Thank you.